Time for another review to keep my channel active. I've actually thought maybe I could try whispering a little bit. Maybe that would make the rambling more relaxing, kind of like ASMR or something if I start to ramble. I don't know. Anyway, but today I'm gonna do a few fragrances. I'm gonna do kind of a comparison versus Street Fighter battle. I'm gonna do Tuscan leather and a couple fragrances that people say are colognes. I'm gonna do black saffron and Godolphin. I know there's a couple of other clones too, like Golden Boy and Laquam or something, but I've never smelled those, so I honestly couldn't compare them. Anyway, let's start off with the main one, Tuscan leather. I can tell you right away, unfortunately, perhaps, I actually have never smelled cocaine, even with as wide as social circle that I have had. I've always just been kind of okay with being a stoner. So for review purposes, unfortunately, I know a lot of people, that's kind of a gimmick. They say Tuscan leather to a lot of people does smell like cocaine, but for me personally, I've known too many people that are just complete Looney Tunes from doing so many drugs, so I was always fine being a stoner. So unfortunately, for review purposes, I actually can't tell you if it actually does smell like that. But what does Tuscan leather smell like to me? I pretty much agree with a lot of people that like the fragrance. It just smells like the best leather you've ever smelled. It's a very sweet leather smelling fragrance. Maybe some brand new leather jacket, and the dude that is wearing it though, underneath he just like washed himself and bathed himself in some kind of like raspberry lotion, or maybe even something this like biker leather dude. Maybe somehow he's been smoking a raspberry cigarette, and like the smoke, it's like a raspberry smoke is kind of like, kind of tinted or tinged the leather jacket, you could say. Yeah, just very leather with some sweet tones. It is pretty smoky. I can tell you, Tuscan leather for me is a scent that I like how it smells, but it is not something that I actually really want to smell like, if that makes sense. It is very novelty for me. It is very vibe-ish, you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I'm into the vibe stuff sometimes, you know what I mean? Like if I'm in the mood for a vibe fragrance, maybe I want to wear it. But this is almost a fragrance for me that, since people care about compliments a lot, this is not a scent for me that I would wear if I was going to get girls. This is actually a scent that I would wear, which sounds strange because it's like so much money, right? This is actually more of a scent that I would wear casually, like if I was just hanging out with some dudes or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, it is manly, you know what I mean? And that can be potentially sexy. Like sometimes girls just, take me right now. You know what I mean? You just have such a fucking strong sexual aura to you, and they like you that much, right? But in general, though, I do think it's pretty vibish, right? Instead of being generally pleasing. But yeah, like I said, I'm trying to describe it. Like I said, maybe this biker dude, but he's like smoking, but the smoke has a raspberryness to it. Do you know what I mean? And I agree with a lot of the people that don't like it. They think it's too smoky and ashtrayish. Like, I do think it's smoky, but it's not ashtrayish. And some people think it has like an asphalt note. And I also do relate it to asphalt a little bit, but there's no negative perception or feeling in my mind when I smelled this from this fragrance. But I do agree it does have a bit of that in it. I will say I think this fragrance though it's one of the strongest fragrances that I own. It easily lasts 24 hours on me. It probably could last longer, but I like a lot of times I take 2 showers a day just because I like to feel clean, so I've never gone any longer. And that's because the very first part of Tuscan leather, besides there is a very, kind of a sweet blast at first, it is very leather oriented and very strong for about 12 hours on my skin. And then after 12 hours, you get the feminine aspect of it, and it smells like just a really nice raspberry lotion. And although raspberry is not in the notes at the end, so maybe it's my nose tricking me from the raspberry at the very beginning, my nose does relate it to a raspberry kind of moisturizer lotion. So again, I guess if you're thinking about it, use one of these two examples I gave of the leather jacket, but a guy was wearing a raspberry lotion underneath and he takes it off. Whatever. I think it's pretty manly for the first 12 hours, and then I think it's kind of feminine. Could I see a woman wearing this the very first 12 hours? I mean, I guess. Would I think it's sexy as a man? I'm not sure. I tried to think about it before I did this review. I was like, because I do, there's one girl I know that she's into a lot of leather, and I tried to think, would I want to smell this on her if we were doing something? And I'm not sure. It's just really vibey. So I don't know. It's pretty manly for 12 hours, then feminine for 12 hours. Anyway, nice scent, very powerful, very vibey for me. So a scent I like, but I don't really care to wear a lot. Compliment wise, very iffy compliments. It's one of those scents that, of course, we have all heard that people like it, and I have gotten compliments on it. And I actually got one really funny compliment I could tell you a story on. Is actually a grandma came up to me and she's like, "Oh my God, what are you wearing, honey?" She's like, "You smell so good." She's like, all these young boys nowadays, they're always wearing these like super strong scents or like choking everybody out, but you smell so good today." And she just came up to me and she like wanted to hug me. We were just like talking, and I don't know if maybe I just thought it was funny because obviously Tuscan leather is very fucking powerful, right? So maybe she actually could actually smell me or something. I don't know. I hope you get what I mean. Like maybe I don't know what was going on there, but anyway. But in general, compliment wise, like I said, it's a vibe. Do you know what I mean? Like it better be your vibe for the day. If you go see a girl, I think you got to be like, man, you know what's gonna happen, dude, right? You know what's gonna happen. So, because other than that, this is one of those scents that I feel like when you actually have people just smell it. Like if I'm cheating and I'm with girls and I have them like smell my scents, they're kind of like they kind of give you an iffy look. They're like, yeah, I don't know about this. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like they're kind of like it's okay smell, but I don't want you to smell like this actually. So I kind of feel like sometimes when people like this when you actually wear it, it's because again they like you and it's the vibe more so than they actually want to smell it. However, I will say though that Tuscan leather is also a scent that's pretty popularly known for layering. And I don't have a lot of experience with layering because I'm not rich enough to. I mean, it's like one of those things like, have I layered Tuscan leather and tobacco vanille before? Yeah, did it smell good? Yeah, but like I like how both of those smell. So like derp, of course I like how it smells, right? Like that's kind of cheating, right? So of course I think Tuscan leather and tobacco vanille when they're put together smell good. But I will say Tuscan leather again on its own, I would give it a pretty iffy compliment getter. But other popular mixes, like I have tried Tuscan leather and Ventus, and I've definitely gotten compliments on that. Another popular one I've not really tried though is Tuscan leather and Virgin Island water. Some people say it smells really good, but I haven't really smelled that one. If I was more rich, I would definitely try layering more often. But the only thing I can really say for sure though, Tuscan leather and Aventus. Who knows? Maybe it's more the Aventus. You know what I mean? But I've definitely gotten compliments on that mixture. So yeah, that's Tuscan leather. Now for the scents that kind of smell like it, Godolphin perfumes de Marly. I do think that Godolphin is similar enough that I would say it's a clone of Tuscan leather, but it is the much more not natural because of course it's like synthetic, but it's the much more nature kind of version of it, right? Because it's much more herbal and not really floral, but hopefully it's much more I can like it's much more of an outdoors kind of Tuscan leather kind of smell. It's still very smoky. It's still pretty much the exact same vibe. It even dries down and gets more of a sweet kind of smell. It doesn't smell like raspberry, but it still has a fruity nuance. But again, it's basically kind of like the herbal, outdoorsy, not natural, but natural, I guess, kind of version of Tuscan leather. That's what I think it smells like. It's not as powerful as Tuscan leather, but it's still quite powerful. Again, I would say it's a clone of Tuscan leather enough to the point that I would say unless you love the smell of Tuscan leather or you're rich, it's redundant to own both, if you get what I'm saying, because they're just that similar again. So very kind of smoky kind of leather smell that gets more sweet as it dries down. But the more herbal, natural, nature kind of version of it, I think. And the other one I've smelled would be and worn, I should say, actually, right, is black saffron. I do not think though that black saffron, although I will agree with the idea that black saffron is the feminine version of Tuscan leather. I will agree with that. But I don't think that black saffron is a clone of Tuscan leather, if that makes sense. So I don't think it's redundant to own both if you like this, if you like smells, if you like it. It's again a very feminine kind of Tuscan leather kind of smell. Very, I would almost say it's like imagine Tuscan leather, but the leather jacket of Tuscan leather is soaked in a very sweet, almost kind of grape, kind of like berry lotion. So very berry, and like you pull the leather jacket out and you can still, it's like drenched in this berry fizzy drink pop, whatever it is, juice pop, and you can feel the foam coming off it and the bubbles are popping, and that's what I get out of black saffron. So black leather jacket, but it's just been drenched in berries. Do you know what I mean? So very sweet, sugary, is quite, I would say, feminine. I would actually, I've not worn this enough to really though say if it's a good compliment getter. So unfortunately, I can't tell you for that. But I would be interested to see if this is, it's not as vibey as Tuscan leather or Godolphin whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? It's more of just a smell. Um, so yeah, that's what I would say. Black saffron is. Those are my opinions on it. I didn't ramble too much. I actually did this video in almost 10 minutes. That's fucking amazing. Like I said, I'm gonna try to whisper because ASMR is just getting so popular now. Maybe that's how I can make my videos make more money. Right? I'm just gonna start doing ASMR videos. Maybe I'll like take off my shirt or something. You'll be like, what the fuck is going on in these videos? Like Clayton is fucking desperate to make money off of YouTube right now. Anyway, yeah, but no, that's on me keeping my channel active. That's my opinions on those. Again, nice smell. Not a smell that I really want to wear though. And again, if you're one of those people that are big at giving the compliments, I wouldn't get this, but it's, I think it is fun to smell though. Oh, and for black saffron, or for the longevity, black saffron would be number 3 in terms of, you know what I mean, longevity. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, to the end.